history behind it, and then you think of the actual site, I mean the actual grounds, hollow grounds of Augusta National, and it's just, you know, you don't witness anything like that any other time of the year or at any venue or any stop. You can't replicate it. There's just something about it. There's a mystique to it. There's an aura about it.
Welcome back to the EA Sports Golf Preview Show. As local legend has it here, and according to the head professional at the Navy Golf Course Seal Beach, when Tiger Woods was just 16 years old and using an old Persimmon driver, not the modern metal clubs that we have today, he laced a drive past this lone eucalyptus tree. That tree is 347 yards from the teeing ground. Shades of things to come, perhaps, as Tiger was no doubt envisioning what he might do at Augusta National one day. In fact, all great players imagine the cheers from patrons when great moments occur at Augusta National. And how many times have you and I imagined those moments? Thanks to Tiger Woods' PGA Tour 12, the Masters, we can all play it too, and as often as we like. But no matter how many times you play the most famous course in the world, it will always remain a unique experience, even if you already have 4 green jackets.
It's unlike any tournament we play in. It's golf at its purest. And I think that's, as a player, I mean, that feels so great to be a part of that. I've won it 4 times now, and I can't say one's better than the other, because it is truly just such an awe-inspiring feeling. And there are times when I've been out of it, nowhere near winning, but the appreciation going up the last hole is pretty cool. But there's only one thing better than that, is going up there knowing that you're going to win. That's by far the greatest feeling. And then the roars. The roars are how it echoes for some reason. It's unlike anything you've ever experienced. You know, down there on 13, 15, and 16, you can be up at the clubhouse and you know exactly where it's at. So you don't always have to look at the leaderboards there, and you just have to just listen. You know, it's something as a player you dream of, and to live out a dream is unlike anything else.
And once again, let's check in with the writers and editors of Golf Digest and Golf World magazines.
You know, I think one of the reasons that it's rare that you see at Augusta a first-time winner or even a young player winning is, and again, it's part of the insight that Faldo had about the place. He said, you know, you got to find your route around the course and you got to follow it. And I think that's what you learn when you play it time and time again, that you don't know the first couple times you're there. What's my route? And I think it can vary by the player. Absolutely. You know, not everybody has to follow the same route.
Oh, of course. And, you know, we often think of Augusta as being all about power and being such a huge advantage. But if you look at the list of winners over the years, there's a lot of guys who weren't that long. And there's also a lot of guys who contended a lot who weren't that long, like a Jay Haas, you know. And they had a beautiful route. And he knew how to keep the ball, you know, in the right places. And some people have a real sense of Augusta. Mackenzie, when he designed it, he was harkening back to St. Andrews a lot. There's a lot of ball control at Augusta. Even though it's wide, it's about really understanding the game.
The mystique of the golf course and getting caught up in that as a first-time player, just like we would as a regular fan of the game. This is something they've chased, the Super Bowl of golf. It's always, you know, to have gotten to there. It has to have been a goal at one point. You get there, you're sort of overwhelmed by all of your own personal emotions. Then you have to find the route that you're trying to find, and you have to understand the nuances, and you have to miss where all the places we're talking about. How hard is that?
What's funny is it's almost been 30 years since Fuzzy was the last first-time winner there, and I'm wondering if anything has to do with the fact that they bring their own caddies in. You know, back in the day, they used to have the Augusta caddies carrying them. Those guys know that golf course better than anybody.
Jerry Beard, and he to this day he credits Jerry
Beard. Yeah, so
Beard.
now these young guys are bringing in their buddies or whoever, who you know, they might know Augusta a little bit. Let's be honest, though, all the nuances, no way.
I think the other thing, and Matt alluded to it, is, okay, let's say the guy does everything right. Then he comes down to the last 6 holes, and now it's pressure time.
Yeah.
And Augusta, I think, means more and more each year. Majors mean more and more each year. It's the biggest stage probably in golf as far as pulling it off at the end. And I think then you're talking about who can handle pressure, and not everybody can. Well, I still think we're going to see a first-timer very soon because somebody's just going to be good, you know. And it's not so much about the golf course, it's going to be about a new type of player.
The first Masters was played back in 1934, and from the beginning, The tournament's been inspired by the dreams of its founders, Bobby Jones and Clifford Roberts, to give back to the game that had been so good to them. Today, Augusta National Golf Club is committed to growing the game in the United States and abroad. Earlier this year, the Masters Tournament Foundation was created to further invest in golf's development worldwide, adding to the significant contributions the tournament has historically made to golf organizations around the globe. While the dream of winning a green jacket has inspired generations of golfers, the Masters promotes golf's growth in other ways. The Junior Pass program allows youngsters ages 8 to 16 to attend the Masters for free when they are the guest of a patron. On the Wednesday before the tournament begins, players and their children participate in the family-friendly Par 3 contest, much to the delight of the patrons at the course and those at home watching the broadcast. And most recently, the Masters was instrumental in the creation of the Asian Amateur Championship, with the winner earning a bid to play in the Masters. This year, Augusta National will donate all proceeds the club earns from Tiger Woods PGA Tour 12 The Masters to the foundation, which will help perpetuate its support of golf's worldwide growth and visibility. We'll hear more from Tiger Woods about the Masters a little bit later in this show, and we'll focus on why the 4 major championships are the 4 toughest weeks of the season. But up next, we're going inside the game with the EA Sports Development Team for Tiger Woods PGA Tour 12 The Masters. Stay with us.